orca have hunted and killed great white sharks.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for our favorite arch nemeses of the animal kingdom.
They are each other's prey, but they are also each other's deadliest opponents.
Number 20. Cheetah versus Hyena. Two of Africa's greatest hunters also share one of the continent's greatest rivalries. What they don't share is their prey, with both species being known to steal kills from each other.
The killing is the easier part of the process. Keeping your prized trophy is the hard part.
The cheetah may very well be the world's fastest land animal, but that doesn't stop the hyenas from laughing in their enemy's face. To be fair, hyenas do have one pretty notable advantage over their spotted foe in that they're able to eat, well, pretty much anything.
There's a hyena coming. That's not fun. Amani may not even have a chance to eat. She needs to get down and eat quickly.
With powerful jaws, they can even crush bones and devour up to a third of their body weight in a single meal. Perhaps cheetahs should be thanking the hyena for cleaning up what they leave behind. After all, they are nature's custodians. Number 19. Chimpanzee versus bonobo. These two primates share many similarities. In fact, bonobos were originally referred to as pygmy chimpanzees. However, their social structures are very different, and this has stirred some conflict.
Bonobos, south of the Congo River, they don't live in a world where they have to worry as much about food. So with chimpanzees, they have to compete for resources, which means that when they see another group, they see them as a competitor.
They really are just like us, aren't they? Chimpanzees, particularly males, tend to be more violent, while bonobos are known for their more peace-loving, harmonious nature. One theory suggests the two species split around 2 million years ago due to a minor difference in availability of food that sent them on two different evolutionary paths.
It's a story of ecology, of how the forest is built that's really shaped who they evolved to be.
Who knew being short a few bananas could have such a significant impact? Number 18. Snake versus newt. Garter snakes have preyed on newts for a long time. Research suggests that this is a rivalry that dates back around 170 million years ago.
Looking for tiny invertebrates, it has wandered out of its riverside territory and into the garter snakes. The newt seems unaware or unconcerned.
Within the span of those years, the two species have become locked in a race that we can only assume Charles Darwin would very much enjoy watching. Over time, newts have evolved to develop a poisonous toxin to kill the snakes that prey upon them.
The newt arches its back and displays its orange underbelly, a clear signal that it's not to be messed with. The garter snake decides it's not worth the risk.
But in turn, the snakes evolve to better tolerate the poison, and then the cycle repeats. After so many years, can't they just learn to get along? Number 17. Owl versus crow. Great horned owls are master nocturnal hunters, stealthily swooping in at night to snatch prey from their nests.
The mouse doesn't have a clue what's coming. And probably never knew what hit him.
During the day, however, they don't have quite the same advantage, causing some of their fellow avians, including crows, to turn the tables on them during daylight hours. Crows will harass owls in mobs when they come across them during the day. While older owls eventually adapt to be undisturbed by the activity, the mob behavior still works out for the birds that exhibit it, with studies finding that they are less likely to be preyed upon. We wonder if there's a crow version of Tony Soprano.
Are you in the mafia?
Am I in the what?
Whatever you want to call it. Organized crime.
That's total crap. Who told you that?
Number 16. Komodo Dragon versus Saltwater Crocodile. In their own ecosystems, these two apex predators are the kings of the food chain. They both have kaiju-like status in the animal kingdom, with Komodo dragons being the largest lizards in the world and saltwater crocodiles being the largest reptiles in the world.
The saltwater crocodile. One of the most fearsome predators on the face of the earth.
These two scaly titans rarely, if ever, clash in the wild. But if they do, like in a state park setting, the results could be deadly. While there's no doubt the Komodo dragon is a formidable predator with a venomous bite, crocodiles have an advantage in size and strength, especially their powerful jaws. Forget Godzilla vs. Kong. This is a matchup we'd pay to see on the biggest screen possible. Make it happen, Hollywood!
Komodos are an incredibly dangerous animal. The largest lizard in the world, razor-sharp teeth, so one little wrong move and that'll set him off.
Number 15. Eagle vs. Snake. The mythologies of various cultures use eagles and snakes as symbols of conflict between righteousness and wretchedness.
Their real danger comes from the sky.
Storyteller Aesop is said to have written the fable The Serpent and the Eagle in the time of ancient Greece. Venomous snakes can take down many an enemy with just a bite. Eagles are apex predators of the air thanks to their exceptionally keen vision. This allows them to always see their foes coming, including the snake. Of course, in this instance, it also helps that snakes are pretty grounded. They sometimes pose a threat to eagles' territories or nests, but if the eagle can get the snake airborne, they have a definite home team advantage.
For this snake, it's too little, too late.
Number 14. Crocodile vs. Nile monitor. Crocodiles may be the largest reptile in town, but they still have some competition in Africa, particularly from the Nile monitor, a formidable and sizable lizard.
For now, at least, the mother crocodile seems in command. But the sly monitor edges ever closer.
In fact, the two have been known to be confused for one another from time to time. Nile monitors are a real thorn in the side of crocodiles, mainly because they will try to steal their eggs and scavenge their prey.
The monitor lizard knows when to strike. It raids the nest, eats what it can, and tries to carry away the rest.
Crocs may have the advantage in size, but the speed and resourcefulness of the Nile monitor mean it can be a worthy opponent in the fight for resources. Number 13. Komodo Dragon versus itself. It seems as if the fearsome Komodo Dragon has trouble getting along with pretty much anybody, no matter what species. And this includes other Komodo dragons.
So these guys, they have like cannibal tendencies?
Oh yes, that small guy's got to look out. Survival of the fittest.
If food is scarce, they may even eat their own young. These immense lizards are quite territorial and will be defensive of their territory towards each other. Male Komodo dragons also engage in heated battles, biting and clawing at each other in a conflict that typically takes place over females during mating season.
They have that long, kind of like vultures, long slender heads so that they can get inside of bodies, eat the carrion, get the meat, rip it out. Really sharp claws, used for digging, ripping meat off the bones. Very long, powerful tail, they use that in combat. Also to get away from predators. They have extremely strong whipping power.
Now, we don't encourage intraspecies violence, but we have to admit it's pretty cool watching two of these mammoth lizards go up against one another. Number 12. Wolf versus Coyote. An all too common example of two factions having much in common, but societal differences tear them apart.
The wolf thrives in winter. Highly intelligent and social creatures, they often show deep affection for one another. Their intense family ties also make them a deadly hunting unit.
To be fair, there are notable physical differences as well. Wolves are definitely the larger of the canines, but it truly is social differences that really drives a wedge between them. Wolves famously hunt in packs, while coyotes exhibit more solitary behavior. So when they compete for habitat and prey like fawns, not only are coyotes smaller, they're outnumbered. Wolves don't take kindly to competition and will harass and occasionally kill coyotes in retaliation.
If these coyotes don't look over their shoulder enough, they're going to find a wolf coming and it's game over.
If only the species could learn to hunt alongside each other. Teamwork makes the dream work. Number 11. Honey badger versus everyone. Here's an example of someone who has a beef with seemingly everybody.
This is an animal with a reputation. The snake-eating, jackal-chasing, bad news honey badger.
We bet Drizzy Drake could relate. The honey badger is even arrogant enough to take on foes much larger than itself, including leopards, lions, and hyenas. Excuse the dated reference, but they just don't care. You might consider them one of the animal kingdom's biggest daredevils. Like many critters, honey badgers are at their most aggressive when acting in defense of their territory or when hunting for food.
Honey badgers. They are notoriously aggressive and a danger to the pups.
While the honey badger may be an enemy to all, we still can't help but admire its grit and determination. Number 10. Crocodile versus Anaconda. What happens when you take two of the largest reptiles in the world and place them in the same habitat to compete for prey?
The green anaconda, known as the heaviest snake in the world. They reach up to 25 feet long and can weigh more than 300 pounds.
You get one vicious, cold-blooded feud. This particular bout exemplifies the relative advantages and weaknesses of each creature. The crocodile has one of the strongest bite forces in the world. One well-placed chomp and even the largest snake is in trouble. But the anaconda, with its bone-crushing ability to constrict, can literally squeeze the life out of the competition. YouTube has made this rivalry extremely popular, but the creatures featured in many videos are in fact alligators and other types of snakes like pythons.
This epic battle of the bulging stomachs is raging across the Everglades, and the Burmese python is eating its way to top predator.
So let's drop the semantics. When serpents and crocodilia tango, things get messy. Number 9. Honeybee versus Asian Giant Hornet. Sure, a battle between giant reptiles sounds like a big-ticket event, but the rivalry between Asian honeybees and Asian giant hornets is some real nuanced art of war level stuff.
Surrounded by vibrating bodies, the hornet at the core of the bee ball begins to overheat. The bees have the advantage.
These giant hornets are nearly 2 inches in length and boast a 1/4-inch stinger. They steal the young larvae of honeybees to feed to their own offspring. Dark, right? An invading hornet's hard outer shell is impenetrable to bee stings, making it a juggernaut of carnage, beheading honeybees as it tears through the hive.
It's the start of a mass attack. Each warrior can kill up to 40 bees a minute.
It's a real David and Goliath dynamic, but when you can't stab them, cook them. In a fascinating move, Japanese honeybees have learned to band together to engulf the hornet and vibrate so furiously they literally cook it alive. Number 8. Elephant versus rhinoceros. They're big, they're gray, and they know how to throw their weight around. We're talking about elephants and rhinos.
Their massive bulk adds power to their charge, and they can ram that point home with a 4-foot horn or 7-foot tusk.
These two creatures share an environment, and for the most part, it's a peaceful coexistence. But if either feels threatened, they can react defensively with extreme aggression, especially when young ones are around. But the biggest factor? Hormones. When male elephants enter their must period, their testosterone can reach up to 60 times the normal level. They go into hormonal berserker rage.
If the punk knocks the rhino over, he could kneel on her, crushing ribs and vital organs.
Male elephants are likely to attack anything during this time, but rhinos are just about the only species that'll fight back. In the year 2000, a wayward pack of adolescent male elephants killed an estimated 36 rhinos. Number 7. Killer whale versus great white shark. The next stop on our savage animal rivalry world tour, the deep blue sea.
2 apex predators dominate the ocean. The great white shark, a lone hunter, and the orca, known as the killer whale.
The great white shark is considered an apex predator, the top of its food chain. They've been known to attack not only humans, but boats too. By contrast, we generally think of whales as peaceful giants, and for the most part they are. But the killer whale, made famous by SeaWorld and the Free Willy film franchise, has more than earned its lethal name. Killer whales are ruthlessly efficient when hunting seals and penguins, and they aren't afraid to challenge the king of the ocean either.
Sophia's strike was so powerful, it shattered the shark's ribs.
In fact, orcas are the only natural predators of great white sharks. Competition over prey or a chance encounter can be enough to trigger a deadly contest for oceanic supremacy. Number 6. Polar bear versus walrus. Speaking of apex predators, the polar bear is a pretty serious hunter. The most carnivorous of all bear species, its prey primarily consists of seals. But like any great hunter, the polar bear sometimes finds itself tempted by big game. And in the Arctic, there's no prey more massive than the walrus.
Using the fog as cover, the bear approaches the herd. The adults close ranks around their young, presenting a wall of blubber and hide.
Only the largest polar bears will target walruses, and such attacks are on the young or injured. But an attack on calves often attracts the attention of a bull, resulting in an epic clash of claws and tusks. Adult male walruses weigh up to 4,400 pounds, more than double the average polar bear. Either the bear kills the walrus or it backs down, often having suffered life-threatening stab wounds.
It slips from his grasp.
Number 5. Mongoose versus Cobra. Alright, Anaconda versus Crocodile is anyone's fight. But surely when put up against a fuzzy, warm-blooded mammal, a cobra will win every time?
This yellow mongoose is the resident Cobra hitman. It's game on.
Apparently not. The mongoose may only be 1 to 2 feet in length, but it is fierce, agile, smart, and unlikely to back down. According to one Greek historian, they were even known to steal crocodile eggs. Cobras, on the other hand, are extremely venomous snakes, which, up against any other mammal that size, would consider their opponent an easy meal. But the mongoose has an ace up its furry sleeve: a resistance to snake venom.
The mongoose is immune to a certain quantity of the cobra's venom, but right now, he's not hungry enough to push those limits.
It's prey versus predator, and while it can go either way, the odds generally favor the mongoose. Number 4. Hippopotamus versus crocodile. Crocodiles, do they get along with anyone?
Growing up to 5 meters in length, these crocodiles hunt and scavenge.
When not fighting anacondas or lizards, crocodiles are known to trade blows with their fellow river dweller, the hippopotamus. And while these large herbivores may look exceedingly lazy, content to spend their days bathing, they can be downright vicious when need be. They might give off a goofy, approachable vibe, but attempting to hug a hippo is extremely ill-advised. Hippo calves are a tempting snack to large predators, which include lions, hyenas, and of course, crocodiles. But the ferocity and aggression of hippo bulls make them a risky target. In fact, crocodiles are often viciously relocated or even killed by these giant vegetarians, simply for getting too close. That classic hippo yawn, a sign of aggression.
We've seen 1 or 2 of these hippos doing these big yawning displays, which is really a threat to the crocodiles. They're trying to drive the crocodiles off with this big yawning.
Number 3. Lion versus hyena. So how do the other African predators keep busy while the hippos and crocs are duking it out? Working out a rivalry of their very own, of course.
He's trapped by over 20 of them.
As the Lion King taught us, unless the lion in question is a power-hungry, conniving outcast with a penchant for fratricide, lions and hyenas do not get along. Since the dawn of time, hyenas have been competing with the king of the jungle for prey. Both are known to steal from one another, going so far as to target each other's young. While lions are bigger and stronger, hyena packs bring strength in numbers, with overwhelming results.
Even for 20 hyenas, a pair of male lions is too much to take on.
Competition over food can lead to full-blown royal rumbles between hyenas and a lion pride. Number 2. Dolphin versus shark. Few animals inspire fear like sharks. Sure, their aggression has been exaggerated in popular media, but they really do attack. By contrast, dolphins are treated like the jesters of the sea. Harmless, friendly, frolicking clowns. Well, it turns out they aren't so innocent either.
What happened next will never be known. But it's likely the rest of the beachies mobbed or even rammed the shark with their beaks.
Dolphins have historically saved humans from sharks, but they've also recently been observed attacking humans and bludgeoning baby porpoises to death for fun. So maybe don't underestimate them? Dolphins work as a pack, attacking the shark from all sides. They use their rounded noses to ram the shark, striking the shark's soft underbelly.
It's easy to sneak up on a lone dolphin, but the safety of the pod can stop an ambush, even from a great white.
One serious shark bite can end a dolphin, though that's not usually the case, while pods of dolphins have killed a large shark on more than one occasion. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Grizzly bear versus wolf. Admittedly, bears and wolves have little reason to fight. The woods are big enough for the both of them, and they don't really compete over prey.
There is no love lost between Yellowstone's top predators. But a frantic mother bear is nothing to toy with.
But both are willing to scavenge and aren't above getting scrappy over a carcass. On rare occasions, wolves have been seen attempting to catch a bear cub. One-on-one, a wolf doesn't stand a chance against a grizzly bear. A grizzly typically weighs in 4 times heavier than any wolf, and a single well-placed swipe of its paw can cause massive internal damage.
She could break a wolf's back with a single swipe of the paw.
But wolves usually travel in packs, and using their speed and agility, they can coordinate their strikes to send a grizzly packing. It's strength versus numbers. Did we miss your pick for the animal kingdom's greatest beef? Let us know in the comments.
The war between lions and hyenas over food never ends. Even for a whole pride, a hyena is a tough adversary.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.